At Gradvine, we've told you that the GPA is the most important factor for you to be accepted into a top university. Everything else is less important. But in this video, we've compiled a list of the lowest GPAs we've known get into some really top-notch universities. Maybe that'll give you a little bit of an idea to be a little bit more ambitious. This year, competition is a little less, so with the right application material, maybe it'll be a lucky year that will change your career. Now, of course, the right application materials are important, and having the right shortlist is important for you to hit your dream school, and you know who to reach out to in order for you to achieve that. Now, with that out of the way, let me bring you some of these GPAs that might surprise you. Let's start with some MEM programs. Dartmouth College, perhaps the most selective MEM program out there. What's the lowest GPA we've seen get in? Well, we've had students get in with a 7.2 GPA. We've had students with a 7.0 GPA and a few backlogs get interview calls as well because the application materials were strong. I'm not saying this will always happen, but I'm just putting the facts in front of you. How about San Jose State for the MEM? Well, I don't know if you'll believe me, but we've had a student with a 5.0 GPA make it as well. The next program, very, very popular, Purdue MEM. Do you want to guess what the lowest GPA we've had get in? We've had people with a 6.9 GPA get in, including people with a 2.5 out of 4 GPA. Of course, the 2.5 out of 4 GPA candidate was about 5 years ago. Competition has increased since then, but you get the idea. How about the programs at UIUC and NYU? At UIUC, we've had candidates with a GPA between 6.3 to 6.5 get in. And for NYU, we've had candidates with a 6.0 dot make it as well. Let's talk about the MIS programs, Management of Information Systems. Carnegie Mellon University, a foremost name. Nobody would argue that it is not a top 3 MIS program. We've had candidates with a 7.0 GPA get in. I've also had candidates with a 7.5 and 3 or 4 backlogs make it because the application materials were good and the rest of the profile was strong. Once again, won't happen all the time, but you can see how you can flip the result based on the strength of your application. Let's talk about computer science. Perhaps the most difficult program to make it to in the US. MS and CS sees incredibly high competition. We've had students get into Virginia Tech with a 7.6 GPA and places like North Carolina State and Stony Brook with a 7.5. Once again, I'm reiterating, this is not going to happen always. Schedule your free consultations, get your profiles evaluated holistically to know whether you're aiming high enough, and we always push you to better universities at Gradvine. That being said, please don't come with a 6.5 GPA and say I want to get into Stanford or MIT. That is just beyond the realms of possibility. We have to be rational and reasonable with your shortlist. Even among the ambitious colleges, there are colleges which are not GPA centric that the Gradvine team recommends to you. So schedule your call, otherwise you're going to be missing out on that college that can change your life forever. If you watched this video until this point, I'm sure you liked it. Why don't you subscribe?